Hey guys, it's Pauline here, and I am coming at you with a sales tip for success. From tried and proven sales strategies that I've done as a veteran salesperson all my life, and also the multiple training, the thousands of dollars we spend on training and developing ourselves. This is a sales tip that's going to help you, and it all comes back to your mind: perception. So, part of listening to your customer is understanding their needs. Their needs might be different than yours, so don't shortchange yourself a sale by um, assuming that that their needs are just like yours. And so that might sound simple, but let me just give you an example. So for me, you may know already that I love fashion, I love clothes. I spend thousands of dollars on clothes. And I don't shop at Goodwill, and I don't shop at TJ Maxx, and I don't shop at Kohl's. I don't shop at Clothes Mentor. I have, and I've shopped at all those places, and I may still in the future, but that's not where I ideally like to find my clothes. I like to buy brand name clothes brand new. And there's a reason for that. Now, if I walked into, let's say, Banana Republic, and the salesperson or saw me looking at a really expensive skirt or shirt, and they, let's say it was a skirt. Let's say it's that skirt at J. Crew that I've mentioned before that I'm gonna buy and I love it. It's that really pretty blue one, the wrap one. It's got like layers and layers of pleats in it that took like over 2 hours to make, which is saying something when a machine can make a skirt in like 5 minutes. And it was hand sewn. It's off the runway. It's just really gorgeous, and I just think it's a really pretty color. I love it. Let's say I walked up to that skirt, and the salesperson, from their perception, was it's too much money. Maybe they're looking at that skirt and they know that Kohl's has a mock brand version of it for $19.99, and to them it looks just as good. And they've even tried it on. Maybe they looks great. Maybe they own it. Maybe they think it's a great skirt. Let me just say that people spend their money in all kinds of ways. Some people spend $7, $8 on Starbucks every single morning. I don't. Some people spend lavish vacations, others spend modest. Some people like to buy quads and go, romping through the desert. Other people like motorcycles. I don't. I've got a big old van. People spend money in all sorts of ways. And a lot of times, especially as Christians, we like to judge other people and say, like, oh, that money is such a waste. You could have done it for other things. When you have no idea how much money they're giving to charities, how much money they're using for good, how much money they're tithing, how much of that is like a tiny percentage of their income, like the frivolous car that they bought that you think is frivolous. I'm just saying that people spend money in all different kinds of ways. And you don't, especially as a salesperson, want to prejudge them on that. And so let's say that salesperson came up to me and they thought they were doing me a favor, and they'd say, hey, Kohl's has a skirt for $19.99, just letting you know. And I'm here in their store, and I kid you not, like similar things like this have happened to me. And I'm in their store, like they're going to get commission off of me, and they're trying to sell me on someone else's stuff that I totally wouldn't want. My first thought, like this is just the human part of me, would be to be offended. Like, really? Like, what, you think I can't afford this? Do I look like a homeless person walking in your store? And then then instantly, like I train my brain to wonder, like, why do people say the things they do? And I would think, oh, well, maybe they're just trying to be nice and they just think they're doing me a favor by letting me know that there's a cheaper version of this skirt somewhere else, even though it's not the exact same skirt. And so that's where you just have to be, consider and know that when people are trying to help, it's not always helpful. And so then this is where the salesperson made a big mistake, is not that they weren't trying to sell me on something more expensive, but that they weren't listening to me. They had their own perception, and they walked up to me and they put their perception, their awareness on me. They didn't listen to me. They didn't ask questions. They didn't wonder, does she want a skirt? Would this benefit her? If they would have asked questions and listened, they would have learned for several reasons why I want the skirt. One, it's just fun. I wouldn't shop if shopping wasn't fun. Two, Whenever I go to Kohl's, the clothes don't hold up. I've been an avid Kohl's shopper for many years, and the clothes are probably from China, and they're probably just really cheap material. Not to say that Banana Republic doesn't source their clothes from China. I don't know where they buy their, where their clothes are from. Honestly, I'm not a clothes extraordinaire buying everything American made, though that's totally ideal. But honestly, with Kohl's, they are definitely cheaper made, and I will find over time they stretch out, they don't hold their shape. I've had denim pants get way weird, like the color leaves them, it gets all over the clothes. And then it just looks really distressed, and they weren't supposed to be distressed jeans. Or their skirts are so thin that I have to wear a slip underneath them. That's not my favorite. Like, oh crumb, where's that skirt slip at? Like I've got to, or else you can see through my skirt practically. And then also, like when I shop at TJ Maxx or Goodwill or Clothes Mender that does sell Banana Republic clothes secondhand, gently used, I find that I'm always settling. Like I don't know if there's like a perfect figure. I'm not even sure if there is, but whatever my figure is, I guess pear shaped. I don't know. I there's some clothes that look great on me and others that don't. Like when I find clothes that look amazing on me, I feel amazing in them and they fit me amazing, and it's just win-win all around. When I go to other places like that, you took the time to try you're at Clothes Mender or whatever, and you're trying on used clothes. You went the time to get there, like you're there, you find things that you think are cute, you're trying them on. Like I find I'm usually settling. Like I'm usually settling for what looks okay on me, but it's not perfect. Like I'm just there and I'm trying to find something at a discount. So all those reasons, when I find something that fits me and it looks so good on me and it's brand new, I don't care how much I'm paying for it. Like I just want to look good. I don't need a closet full of thousands of clothes items. I just want, the ones that I do have, I want them all to look amazing. Like I don't want to wear things that make me look like junk, because then I feel like junk. It affects my work day. Like I don't think I'm as productive when I'm wearing ugly clothes and feeling ugly. So I really want to wear clothes that make me feel amazing, and then I can do amazing work and I can serve this world in an amazing way if I'm looking cute. Like it's just all a mindset, and it's fun. Like I'd rather, and then at the end of the day, why buy a $700 skirt? Like I said, it's fun. I mean, even though there's plenty of skirts, $75, can get you a brand new skirt. I just think it's fun and exciting. It's exciting to own something off the runway, to think that the pleats were hand sewn and that probably not that many people have it. Like, that's just fun. Like, you know, some people can go buy quads or whatever, and I'm sure those cost more than $700. I'd like to have a $700 skirt. So everyone's got their own thing. So now you've had a peek inside my world. You've seen through my lens and how I view things, which may be different than you. You may hang around typically like attracts like. So the things that you buy, the beliefs that you hold, you're probably around a lot of people that hold the same beliefs as you. We very not often hang around people that are very different from us. It's just part of human nature, I guess, is that we like to be around people that support our beliefs and views. So that means if you're selling things that are typically outside your price range or not what you would spend, then you're going to have a harder time with that, because you have to overcome the fact that you're selling something that is what you would call quote unquote expensive. Just know that you may be serving a clientele that makes a lot more money than you. And so you have to remember that. When I go into a sale, I always assume the client can afford it. I think that's so huge. It's key in landing a sale. People say that dogs can smell fear. Well, the funny thing is that it's not just dogs, it's humans too. Humans have been gifted with discernment. Like you've heard of the spirit of discernment, maybe. Also, like your gut reaction, like that's a phrase. Like those things have been phrased and coined because they're real. Humans, like you can sense when someone has anxiety about something. You can sense when someone's having a bad day. You can sense when someone's sad or whatever. So part of it too is that you can sense when someone has doubt or worry or fear. Like, I'm not going to land this sale. I don't know if they're going to buy it. It might be too expensive for them. Like, I don't know if it could be, I could tell them that they could get it for cheaper. Like all of that people can sense, but they don't know your thoughts. So all they sense is something doesn't feel right. The sale doesn't feel right. Maybe this is not the right sale. Maybe I shouldn't buy this. like they get a gut reaction, they don't know why they're getting it, and they go with their gut and they will not buy from you. So I'm telling you, if you go into a sale with doubt, worry, anxiety, or fear, you will not land your sales. It's really important that you go into a sale confidently. You need to deliver the price. Always assume the client can afford it. Imagine them signing on the dotted line. Imagine swiping their card. Imagine you're like imagining what your next step will be. I need to figure out where I'm gonna get a beekeeper. So let me give you an example. I had a customer who we deal with bees, and so I had a customer who had bees on another person's property, and had I just been like, oh, you could contact them, I wouldn't have been listening to the customer and why they wanted to pay to have bees removed on someone else's property because they're not there. They're a winter resident. I wouldn't have been listening. And when I listened, the customer had many valid reasons. One, someone else in the neighborhood, if they wait, I mean, who knows? The guy's not there. He might drag his feet on getting them removed. Maybe someone else will exterminate them in the meantime. She was very concerned about saving the bees. That's what we do. Or maybe she said maybe he will just get them exterminated because you know what? Turns out when we got there was poison there. So he had previously exterminated bees, which is why he got bees again, because when you leave the comb in, you get bees again. So he had previously had them exterminated. Who's to say he wouldn't do it a second or third time? And so that those things were very, very important to her. And also, I assumed that she could afford it. I wasn't like wondering, oh, can she not afford this? I just assumed she could. If she can't afford it, I know that people will let you know. They'll give you the line, let me check with my husband, or they will and never call you back. Or they'll just straight up say, that's too much money, I can't afford that. Don't you remove bees for free? We get all these things. No, it takes a lot of time and a lot of hours. No, we don't remove bees for free. And so those are all those things. Like, I'm not worried that she's not going to tell me if she can't afford it. Like, people will do that. So you don't have to worry about that. Just assume they can. Because remember, sales is not slimy. Sales is about, it's not about convincing someone to buy something they don't need or they could have gotten it somewhere cheaper. No, that's not what sales is. Sales is about coming to a mutual agreement, whether it's buying a $700 skirt or removing a hive on someone else's property, or I mean whatever. It's about coming to a mutual agreement that that you want this, I want this, this is the price I'm offering, you accept the price I'm offering, we mutually agree. It's a win-win. And so back to that woman, case in point, she not only paid for the removal, she's going to pay for the repairs, and she's a super, super happy customer. She is so fed up with all these exterminators who just kill the bees, and like 60% of our bees are dying is the latest statistic. And so she is just so happy and thrilled that she's telling the whole neighborhood, and she wants to put it in the newsletter. She's telling her veterinary son, like this, she's really excited, and how awesome that we could help her in that way and come to that mutual agreement. So just remember that it's about leaving your perceptions at the door, coming to the sales call open and ready to listen, and then suggesting what would work for them within their wants and their needs. So I hope this has served you. I hope you have a great day and continue on the path to mutual agreement and go for that win-win. All right, talk to you later, and don't forget to hit subscribe.